Imagine a time long ago, before cars, trains, or even ships as we know them. Now, picture a network of paths stretching across mountains, deserts, and plains. This was the Silk Road, a network of ancient trade routes that connected the East and the West for over 1,500 years. This wasn't just one road, but a network of paths traveled by merchants, monks, and adventurers. The Silk Road wasn't just a way to move goods, it was a bridge between cultures. The Silk Road wasn't just a single path, it was a network of routes. These routes crossed mountains and deserts. They went through bustling cities and small villages. Over the centuries, the Silk Road became a vital artery for trade and cultural exchange. The Silk Road wasn't just about trade, it was a place where people met and shared ideas. This exchange of ideas was just as important as the exchange of goods. The Silk Road helped to shape the world we live in today. The story of the Silk Road begins around 2,000 years ago in China, during the Han Dynasty. The Han Dynasty was a time of great prosperity and power in China. The emperor, Wu of Han, wanted to expand China's influence. He sent envoys west to establish trade relationships with other empires. These envoys traveled for months, sometimes years, carrying silk and other precious goods. They returned with stories of distant lands and new products. This marked the beginning of the Silk Road. The Silk Road grew over time. More and more traders started using it. It connected China to the West. This included the Roman Empire, India, and Persia. The road also passed through Central Asia. The Silk Road wasn't just about silk, although that was a major trade item. It was a conduit for a dazzling array of goods. From the east came silk, spices, tea, and porcelain. Silk was highly prized in the West. It was used to make luxurious clothing. Spices were used to flavor food and make perfumes. Tea was a new and exotic drink. Porcelain was prized for its beauty and durability. From the West came horses, glassware, textiles, and gold. Central Asia provided jade, furs, and slaves. This exchange of goods enriched the lives of people all along the Silk Road. It led to economic growth and prosperity. Section 4. A Tapestry of Cultures. The Silk Road was more than just a trade route. It was a highway for the exchange of ideas, religions, and cultures. Buddhism, which originated in India, spread eastward along the Silk Road and became a major religion in China, Korea, and Japan. Islam also spread along the Silk Road, carried by Arab traders. The Silk Road facilitated cultural exchange. Art, music, and language also traveled along the Silk Road. For example, Persian carpets influenced Chinese designs. Indian music found its way into Central Asian traditions. The Silk Road was a melting pot of cultures. Section 5. Explorers of the Ancient Routes. Many famous travelers braved the Silk Road, leaving behind captivating tales of their adventures. One of the most famous was Marco Polo, an Italian merchant who traveled to China in the 13th century. His book, The Travels of Marco Polo, introduced Europeans to the wonders of the East. Another famous traveler was Xuanzang, a Chinese Buddhist monk who traveled to India in the 7th century to collect Buddhist scriptures. His epic journey is one of the most famous in Chinese literature. Ibn Battuta, a Moroccan scholar, traveled extensively throughout the Islamic world in the 14th century, and his travels included parts of the Silk Road. These travelers' stories provide us with invaluable insights into the Silk Road's history and culture. Section 6. The Setting Sun on the Silk Road. The Silk Road began to decline in the 15th century. This was due to a number of factors. One factor was the rise of maritime trade routes. European explorers discovered new sea routes to the east. These sea routes were faster and cheaper than the Silk Road. Another factor was the decline of the Mongol Empire. The Mongols had kept the Silk Road safe for travelers. When their empire collapsed, the Silk Road became more dangerous. By the 16th century, the Silk Road had largely ceased to be a major trade route. Section 7. A Legacy Etched in Time. Although the Silk Road declined, its legacy lives on. The Silk Road played a crucial role in connecting East and West. It facilitated the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures for over a millennium. The Silk Road had a profound impact on the development of civilization. It left behind a rich tapestry of art, architecture, and literature. The Silk Road reminds us of the importance of cultural exchange. It shows us how interconnected our world has always been. The Silk Road's story is a testament to human ingenuity, resilience, and the desire to connect with others.